Well, got the bow dialed in 20 yards, sighted in for 30, 40, and 50. The day before opening archery season, I busted my string on my bow and called down here Buck Stop, and they got me a string, cables put on, ready to go in less than 6 days. So if you ever get a chance in Central Illinois, stop by Buck Stop Archery. They'll treat you well. So hopefully here in the next couple days, week or so, flinging arrows at a nice buck or maybe a nice doe. So we'll see what happens on the Edge Outdoors. Here it is, October 15th, Central Illinois. This is my first time out in the woods with the bow by myself. I've been with the nephews quite a few times during Illinois gun season for youth hunters, and the youngest nephew, he was able to get a nice mature doe, and the oldest nephew killed a 3-year-old 8-pointer. So it's been pretty exciting the first couple weeks here in Illinois. I'm sitting over my food plot here. I got clover and I've got harvest salad along the edges, and these deer have been hitting it pretty hard lately. We had a front move through this week, and it's about 59, 58 degrees with a 12 to 15 mile an hour northwest wind, which is pretty good for this setup. So I've had 2 decent bucks that have come in here. One of them showed up the 12th 3 days ago, and the other one showed up the 9th. So I'm hoping with the farmer shelling corn over here to the north, I'm hoping that these, he may push one out of the corn. The deer may move through here, mess around a little bit tonight. So see what happens. So he came in and made a scrape and then ate my food plot for about 5-10 minutes, and now he's over there making a rub on a willow tree. But he did exactly what I thought the bucks would do this evening. Since that front went through yesterday, it rained, windy, cold, nasty, and he's coming in here freshening up his scrapes and his rubs. But just the wrong buck. Well, it's October 18th here in Central Illinois. I just got out of school and headed to a spot that I haven't hunted yet this year. This is actually the second time I've been out hunting by myself. The last couple of weekends I hunted with my nephews during Illinois youth gun season. So I'm going back here. It's a good stand for a south wind, and got a pretty good strong south wind this evening, about 15 to 20 mile an hour. But I'm hunting a transition area from bedding to food, so they kind of move through this bottom. So I try to catch them as they're moving Most of the farmers got their fields all out, so these deer are going to be on some of these cut cornfields heading to them. Of course, acorns are pretty abundant this year. There's quite a few acorns. There's a few of these points that have some white oaks in them that they'll probably be heading to, so more or less just a transition area, and hopefully catch them going. I have a camera down there that I'm going to check. It's not a cell camera, it's a regular camera that I'll have to check, so I'll check that as well. So I'll get my safety harness on and spray down, and got a pretty good walk back there, so I'll take my time, try to get in there pretty quiet. Like I said, it's pretty windy out. The wind is going to knock down some of my noise, so that'll help. So I'm hoping these deer are moving east to west, and the wind's out of the south, so it should be pretty good. So I'm hoping the bucks are cutting the wind tonight and checking for does maybe, or just heading to their food plot. So see what happens on the Edge Outdoors. I was sitting here putting on my release, and I heard something running up behind me in the woods. A little button buck, and the doe came out. I don't know if something spooked it or caught wind of something and ran up here, but they came up here, stood here for a little while, and then walked back the way they came. So good sign. It's just now 3:30, and they're up moving around, but there's a lot of acorns. When I came in, walked in, there's a lot of acorns on the ground, so I'm guessing they're up eating some acorns. So we'll see what happens. Nice buck down the creek. That buck went embedded down next to the creek. Here comes another buck. I've got about 10 more minutes of shooting light left. The first couple sets that I've had this year have been pretty good. Seen bucks both times, but they're all about 120, 125 inches. Looking for something a little bit bigger. It's still pretty early, but these two bucks here, the first one was up on his feet pretty early, just a little bit after 5, and the other one came in with about 20-25 minutes of light left, so it's going pretty good. 2023 bow season on the Edge Outdoors. Well, I'm back in the stand this evening. It's October 21st, and it's a little warm, about 71 degrees with a northwest wind at about 20 mile an hour, so a little breezy, a little warm, but I have a cell camera down here in the bottom, and there wasn't very much movement this morning. A couple of does and a fawn, no bucks, but the morning before I had a nice 8-pointer with real tall brow tines that showed up, which I haven't had pictures of him all fall, so hopefully these bucks are cruising this bottom. I'm trying to stay out of the wind a little bit and freshen up these scrapes that they have. So they haven't been freshened up for a couple days, so hopefully the evening they come by and freshen them up. So sit tight, relax, and See if shooter buck comes in this evening on the Edge Outdoors. Got a buck and a doe over here. Got a fawn and a doe. Night. Had a buck come down here and bumping a doe, and these does here came from the south. The buck saw them, made a scrape, and come over here and was messing with those does. She came in here 22 yards. Figured I'd take a doe, put some meat in the freezer, so it's been a pretty good 3 or 4 days of hunting. Seen quite a few 3-year-old bucks doing their thing, cruising around, making scrapes, rubs. So she's just down right here at the bottom of this hill. So I'll hop down and get her cleaned up. I think my nephew Lincoln shot a doe tonight too, so probably go help him on the Edge Outdoors. Oh yeah. Right through the goodies. I think she's laying right over here. Oh yeah. Didn't go very far at all. she is. Feel like I went right through the heart. Get her pulled out here. Nephew Lincoln's coming to pick me up. Get her tagged up and field dressed and take it to the locker. Good evening here in Central Illinois on the Edge Outdoors.